Hey everyone, we'd like to welcome you to Bars and Ballots here online. We'd like to thank a couple people. First of all, we'd like to thank UCAN, Urban Community Arts Network. We also like to thank David. I can't pronounce his last name, Maravilla. Did I get it right?
Maravilla, close enough. Trust me, lots of people have trouble with that last name.
You know, man, charge it to my heart, not my head, man. Okay. Gotta thank Supa Friends, a couple other people that are gonna be performing today. Really, what this is about, man, is about, us really understanding that it's really time to use our voices to really make change. One of the biggest ways that we can do it is to attack it systematically. And how do you attack the system? You get out and vote. You get out and try to work to make that change. So that's why we're taking this time and really communicating with each other and really hearing different voices. We have a couple of candidates that will be coming in and speaking today. You can check out what they're talking about running for Senate, Assembly. So with that being said, we're going to get to some music. We have some information that we'll be sharing with you throughout this program, telling you where you can do things like going to wisconsin.gov to go start getting information on the voting process. With that being said, we're going to start with, yes, then there's the link right there. Yeah. myvote.wi.gov. Make sure you go to there so you can go ahead and register to vote. And with that being said, we are going to introduce our first performer, Alexis Dean, ladies and gentlemen, give it up.
Can you hear me? Awesome. All right, so as long as you guys can hear me, how do I know if you hear me? Thumbs up, good.
Loud and clear, Alexis.
Nice. All right, so my name is Alexis Dean. I also go by the stage name of Lex. So what I'm going to start off with is a speech for you guys, and then I'm going to segue to one of my songs. So this is my speech. Today, I am not here to heavily endorse a specific candidate. I'm not here to verbally, viciously attack someone who I disagree with either. I pondered on whether or not I was here to argue why Black Lives Matter until my forehead is invaded by veins, but after tirelessly working in homes, worrying about family, walking in streets, and writing these words, I am rightfully taking a day off. And I'm considering adopting this position for the rest of my life. Now, this does not mean that I don't believe Black Lives Matter anymore. It just means self-care and self-love to me no longer looks like screaming in deaf ears and attacking infrastructures with replenishing insurance who will quickly paint me as the criminal, point me out as a disturbance. If a kid protecting himself when being followed, if a kid running from who generations of torture has showed him is a threat, if a woman lying on the ground filled with bullets from intruders, if a woman just looking for refuge, if a man yelling for his mom, if a cook trying to feed protesters, if a child trying to play his instrument, if a man just on a jog, if a man with his hands up, if a woman with her hands up, if a person with their hands up, if the world screaming for help isn't enough to show you why we matter, then my energy directed towards you is probably going in the wrong direction. I, like many others, am a man that is tired of proving a point. Tired of saying, I told you so, and tired of being right about the wrong things. Watch me walk in this store and they follow me around. Watch me get an A on this test and still be treated like I'm ignorant. Watch me do the speed limit and still be pulled over. Watch me be watched by whites who wonder if I'm worthy of freedom. Watch me vote again and still see no progress. I know that my vote matters because of the knowledge that I've gained about my ancestors, the courageous Black excellence displayed by many who fought for this right. But I'm struggling to vote for anyone that I need to convince about my worth. Today, I am saying to go vote. Do it with a mind full of hope and a body full of strength, a heart full of pride, and your skin full of beauty. I am also saying that today I've decided my vote will not go to anyone that I need to beg for the basics. It's not about parties. It's about principles. I'm Black, so I know very well what it looks like to be told lies to my face with a smile. You need us, and enough is enough. I matter, we matter, and this is not a debate. Thank you. And now to end, what I'm gonna do is do a piece called Your Song that I wrote for my brother, who is right now in prison. He was locked up at a very young age, which we often see Black men have to suffer through. So it's important for me to vote because I want to vote for someone who is going to not just try to throw us in cages and leave us there to essentially rot. It should be more of a rehab type of situation rather than just throwing people away and forgetting about them. So this is Your Song. See, I told you I would do this for you a long time ago. A brand new song, sorry that it took long, but this one is about my bro. Cause deep that you had to go, cause you won't have the time to hear it. See, I wrote this for you, but it's for me too, to remind me you're still here in spirit. Lost a brother who grew up from kids with me to the penitentiary. Never thought without you physically here with me, it'll leave a dent in me. See, you weren't the one who literally handed the pen to me, but as I recall from my memories, my music came from your energy. How's this song? Well, it's decent. What about this one? Well, I think it needs fits. I always made sure that my lyrics good and my beats kicking, that I rap to you everything that's recent. You were one of the people I always share my dreams with, hugging my music a little bit more meanness. I think how crushed I was about you leaving. How many times I had to say stay off them streets, kid? I don't want this to be a sad song, cause you didn't really want that. I just can't help it that the past is what I really want back. And I gotta talk to you through a phone, cause it'll be a while that you're gone. But just know back home, I'm doing what you said I would with my songs. And I told you I would do this for you. Hey, said I'ma do this for you. So sad that you're not here with me as I'm moving forward. Hey, but I'ma do this for you. Hey, said I'ma do this for you. Hey, and no matter where you are, remember that you're still my brother. And I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. I'm laughing about how we used to argue and then laugh about arguments. Me and you and Kenneth never called it quits. It's funny how many things that small you miss, and I'm sitting here can't sleep because something tells me that your life is over. One mistake can get you behind the gate, and when you get to that place, there's no starting over. No starting over. Hey, I want to start this over. Don't pick up that gun, little one. It ain't fun being stung in the jail when you grow up. As you start to get older, wish you remember what your daddy told you. As you involved in a hold up, and in a hold up, cops know you're the gun holder. Got me thinking about the old Dutch. I don't know, bro, how to carry it on my shoulders. I'm so tired of seeing these color soldiers lost in the world, in the city, or just soulless. Half of these kids out here is just posers, trying to fit in with all the other Romans. Another kid that was so innocent in the shoulder, taken by gangs that's crazy on the corner. It's so sickening to see y'all future stars go down a road that only lead them to a coffin of bars. But bro, next is X Factor, and hopefully something big next after. You told me I'd be signed, and as I start to begin that chapter, remember I'ma do this for you. Hey, said I'ma do this for you. So sad that you're not here with me as I'm moving forward. Hey, but I'ma do this for you. Hey, said I'ma do this for you. Hey, and no matter where you are, remember that you're still my brother. And I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. One more time. I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you, hey. Say I got you, hey, yeah, I got you. Hey. Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate y'all.
Word, give it up one more time for Alexis Dean. Oh, can't give it up because Ron. We do this. You know what I'm saying? I got you. You did.
Thank you.
I got you. Definitely appreciate it, man. I think, you know, man, that last piece in particular, man, you know, even in talking about, you know, how you got your people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a very important theme to be understanding. It's time for us to get each other.
Right,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying? And it comes in a myriad of ways. And like I said, even in from a political stance, we need, if we got each other, we'll get out there and try to help those that we relate to. So, man, I definitely appreciate it, man.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you.
It's all good, man. It's all good. So we're gonna keep this going. So we got bars. Now we get into the ballots. So, running for Wisconsin State Senate this year, I'm going to make sure that I pronounce her name correctly. First name Nada, and then let me look him up. Elmikashfi. I hope I pronounced that right.
That was perfect.
So we will have her. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. So we will have her come and speak and give us a couple words and really talk about her platform and really the importance of getting out here and voting. So with that being said, Nada, I will turn it over to you.
Hi, thank you so much. Sorry, my video camera isn't working. I so appreciate the performance that was just had. I don't know how I'm going to follow it up, but I will try. Thank you so much for having me and for giving me the opportunity to talk about something that's really important to me in my life as a Black woman, which is running for office in this day and age. My name is Nada Elmikashfi. I am a longtime Madison resident who has been, who has grown up and been raised here in Madison, in and around the city. I went to the public school here, the university here, and then worked for Governor Tony Evers, and now serve on the Sustainable Madison Committee. And so what really pushed me to run for office was this really huge gap in leadership that I found within the Wisconsin State Capitol. So our district ranges from the west side of Madison all the way up to the east side. And so the person that was in the Senate seat was named Senator Fred Risser, and he had served since 1963, so 57 years. And I remember walking around my community centers, my African immigrant Black communities, and asking them, when was the last time the senator or a representative came and asked you what you needed? When was the last time, your issues were addressed on a personal basis? And they couldn't remember. And so for me, that indicated a huge gap in leadership within the Capitol in terms of representation, in terms of racial justice. I really found that there was an empty progressiveness that didn't carry with it the communities of color, specifically in Wisconsin. And so I declared in January directly challenging Senator Fred Risser, who has since retired, and the field has gotten much more crowded. But for us, that we're running a campaign that's truly rooted in the working class of Madison, that's truly rooted in bettering the system that we have here that keeps so many people down, especially low-income Madisonians. So we're really making sure that we're pushing forward a people's platform, a platform that's centered in housing justice, in racial justice, in economic justice, and climate justice, really issues that have not been on the forefront of Wisconsin's legislative agenda. And so for me, my identity as a Black Muslim immigrant woman really has informed, the policy that I see us shaping in the next 4 years. I think we need to reimagine the Democratic Party. We need to reimagine what we deserve as a constituency and really fight back against the incredible gatekeeping that I have seen. And the Capitol really needs legislators that see themselves as megaphones for their communities, legislators that see themselves as public servants and not just as careerists. And so for me, like growing up, I had always kind of gone into the Capitol thinking that this is a place where, you know, you had to have some sort of tenure, some sort of resume, you have to be a career politician to have served on city council or as a representative before you can run. And what I found is that there were working class people, there were farmers that legislated with as much tenacity and passion as people with law degrees who served for decades, if not even better. And so for me, the gatekeeping mechanisms that had kind of convinced me that we as people of color, as women, aren't, you know, qualified enough to run for office or be in this seat, that was so incredibly just, it fell away right away. And so for me, I realized right away that we don't need permission to heal our communities. We don't need permission to lead in places where they have failed us, and that we reserve the agency to solve the issues that affect us. And so I really ran for this seat from a space of not just critiquing the Republican Party or fighting against it, but really bettering the Democratic one. Because I think for too long, you know, we've had this empty progressiveness, this empty intersectionality that values statues more than Black lives, that values, you know, property on State Street and Glass more than Black children. And so I think that holding the Democratic Party accountable for how, you know, the forwardness that we are so proud of as a state really does encompass all Wisconsinites is incredibly important, and incredibly important, you know, for a seat that has been held for 57 years by someone that really didn't connect with the working class. And so there's incredible potential for working class reform, but only if we engage with it, and we engage in local governance by voting, by having our voices heard. And so for me, I think there's a lot of possibility. There's a lot of possibility in ensuring justice in, you know, the entertainment industry and the music scene here in Madison, and making sure that we're advocating for community programming that lifts every single one of us, that allows, you know, that creativity to blossom in all of our kids. And so I think that the role of the legislator is really someone that can imagine a better life for their community, for themselves, for their family, for their city. And I think that for too long we haven't been very engaged. We haven't taken that agency back and said, you know what, I'm going to vote, or I'm going to run for office. And so I'm really excited to see so many more people of color running, so many people, you know, holding our mayor, holding our local elected officials accountable for the progressiveness that they, you know, virtue signal with. And so for me, I'm so thrilled to be here around you guys, and to talk with all of you and listen to the ideas that you have to better your own life and better, you know, everyone else's. And so I'm excited for, you know, the next 4 years, and kind of continuing to build this coalition to include so many different voices, and to make sure that, you know, all of you are at the table when we are legislating in issues that affect directly your livelihood. And so there's always hope. And I think that for too long we're, you know, handed a kind of, you know, short progressiveness and an unfulfilled one, and told, you know what, like, you are free, right? There isn't any racism anymore, when Wisconsin has actually become the most segregated state in the country, where economic equity, you know, doesn't exist for a lot of us. So I think it's time to reclaim our government. And I think it's time to reclaim, you know, our agency in fighting back against systemic and systematic injustices. And so that is what our movement embodies. That is what our movement is bringing to the Wisconsin State Capitol in 9 days. But it's so important, you know, no matter who you vote for, that you are voting, that you are, you know, holding these elected officials, including myself, accountable to your viewpoint, to your lived experience, to who you are. And so I am so excited in the next 4 years to get to know all of you and your policy priorities for Madison. So thank you so much for having me.
Cool. Now that we would like to thank you for taking some time to talk for us. One thing I definitely want to say is, you know, and a lot of times in politics, you see a lot of people that are career politicians and don't really have much of an influence on the people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very thankful to hear you speak from your heart, because that's a lot of times that's what's going to make this movement move forward is
Mm-hmm.
people that are frontlines folks. So thank you for running. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. So now we had a little bit of the ballot. Now we're getting back to the bars. Coming up next, we will have Protege. In a couple seconds, let me just check. Do we have any questions? Let us see. Is Protege available? Are we ready to get started, or should we take a couple seconds?
I believe he is ready to go.
Protege, are you ready to go, sir? Okay. Well, maybe in the intertime, maybe we can get that. By chance, can we get the banner back up to have people for reg? Okay, there he is. All right, Protege, are you ready, sir?
Say what?
Are you ready, sir?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So before I get you into it, I just want to make sure everybody goes. You to register to vote, you can go to myvote.wi.gov and make sure you take some time to register to vote if you are not registered. So in the meantime, let's get back to these bars. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Protege the Pro.
Hey, what's up, y'all? I got some songs for you. And I'm gonna rap them. Let's see. Sorry, I just oh, here we go. I had to find where they was at. All right. Yep, so I go by the name Protege the Pro, and I got some original raps that I'm gonna do for you. I wrote a little bit ago. And this first one is called Locked In. Yeah. 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 Talk. Don't nobody wanna see me. John Cena complex, better yet I'm more visible. Till I'm murdered on a CD or an email, CC. See, all of it can be spittable. I can finish the visual, reciprocate the reciprocal, making a residual divisible. A pitiful individual, I couldn't be typical, pitiful, never quit it with every syllable, keep it equitable. Concentrate, let them haters commentate. Dedicate that constant rate. Anyone can conversate, fans oscillate. I come out of camaraderie, no need to separate. Becoming desperate, unless your mate is invested, hate not to respirate. How could the story become exaggerated? I would say it's about the way you elaborated. Other people only give it to you fabricated. I couldn't have it if we ever collaborated. Instigators can try to get me exasperated, but the level of work is never eradicated. Caffeinated, many people are decapitated, but the affluence is really where I'm gravitated. Hey, super affiliated and I'm aggregated. His personality's felt to get me aggravated. Never tripping on the position I'm reparated. My humility and humility, he can get it evaporated. I'm encapsulated, integrated in the core, saturated and more infatuated before for sure. Ready with the score, I extrapolate the soul. Invaded school with the world to explore with the door. Pro talk. Hey, deep till I'm gone. Deep in the zone. Reap what I own. Keep going on. Deep till I'm gone. Deep in the zone. Reap what I own. Keep going on. Deep till I'm gone. Deep in the zone. Reap what I own. Hey, yeah. I'm gonna terminate. Time to earn my pay. 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 Hey, locked in like a car when I'm blocked in. I know hater can be Batumbo. No. I'm jab in the paint, you ain't even blocking. I don't care about the talking or what the talking is toxins and it means be foxes. Go to work, just clocked in, watching. Yeah. Hey, that's locked in for you. Yeah.
The pro, let's get it.
Yeah. We gonna move into this next one. This next one is called Planet Venus. Basically just about love and spreading love and, you know, letting it go around and just the importance of love and how that could bring everybody together and how that could inspire the world. So it's called Planet Venus. See, there's something that grows. Let me use this art from a God above. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me use this art from a God above. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. 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 Hey, love for every one of my people. Every day pray to be delivered away from evil. Never love a brother elevated like an eagle. Carry the weapon of education like it's illegal. Even on my ego. For every destination that we go. Flaming the fire like a new Dorito. Giving all I got. Shoot him a shot. But now whether that's legal or related without knowing what you need. Needy when you think about the needy. Orders only taking the contemporary little gritty. Trying to make a treaty of getting in the committee. But can't really see me now what you're seeing on the TV. Let me give a share of the media page. Climbing up the stage like my homeboy says. Mentally engaged in the studio of a case. Most making less than a minimum wage. Just wait until I'm ready. Go far beyond your imagination. Hey, yeah. Patient, make it steady, slowly we're still learning as a nation. Hey. Ooh, I can feel it, I can conceal it everywhere we go. Gotta show some love. Ooh, I can feel it, I stand and seal it because I care. My God, it's such some love. Gotta show some love. Here we go. Hey. But the planet ought to know. See, that's something that'll grow. Hey, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Let me use this art. From God above. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me use this art. From God above. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me share my heart. Let me show some love. Let me show some love. Let me show some love. Yeah. Let me show some love. Yeah. Let me show some love. Let me show some love. You gotta show some love. Gotta show some love, baby. Gotta show some love. You gotta show some love. Gotta show some love, baby. Gotta show some love. Gotta show some love. Gotta show some love, baby. Gotta show some love. 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 Hey, that's Planet Venus right there. Show somebody some love today. All right, so I got one more track for y'all, man. This joint. None of these are released, you know what I'm saying? I might put them out there on one of these days, but hey, we'll find out. Still got a project coming on the way. It's called The Pro Returns. Check out for that. But this one right here, this last one I got for you is called Never Stop. Real quick joint, spitting fast on it. You can guess it's about never stopping. So that's what it's called. Hey, 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 go. 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 First one, yeah. Unpreventable, continual, continuous, consensual, hospitable, individual, insidious, gritty, silly, serious, intentional, so intentional, cynical, avid in it, every syllable, analytical, digital, millennial, eventual, three-dimensional, sensual, identical intervals of a centennial. I'm the sign of a deacon, motivational speaking, the way vegan is original. I'm the sign of the beacon, I know what I'm seeking, the whole freezing in my season, no ceasing.
I'll grow, always fucking inspiration. I'll go no matter the stipulation. I know it's a sticky situation.
You need to stop it, that's out of pocket.
Like I just started, I'm tender-hearted. We just departed, it's disregarded. Oh no, the fire's sparking, I'm on the target.
Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey, hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
Like I just started, I'm tender-hearted.
Hey,
We just departed, it's disregarded. Oh no, the fire's sparking, I'm on the target.
yeah. It's your boy Protege The Pro. That's my set for y'all today. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Much love. Pro Talk. World, listen. Should I just like dip?
All
Yeah,
right.
that's
Give
what's
it
up.
up on top of Protege The Pro, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you can dip, man. I'm just kidding.
Oh, yeah, I want to, yeah. Oh, yeah. Much
you
love,
good.
man. Yeah.
Good, man. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Thank you. We're
I'm gonna stay on and watch the rest, but yeah, I guess I'll take my video off. Need to.
Okay. Well, cool, man. That was part of the bars. Now we're gonna get back to the ballot. You know, for me, I just want to say, you know, if you look at the amount of things that are going on in society and the need to talk about the unjust that is happening, you know, it still goes back to the point, you know, think about the ways that you are affected by this and the ways that people around you are affected by this. Things like, you know, attacking the prison reform system, you know, things like affecting education. All of these things are ways that we can change things by going to the ballot. That's why it's important for us to go out here and to vote and to make sure that our voices are heard. Karen, do you have anything to chime in with?
Yeah, I think it's really easy for us to feel like our vote doesn't count, to feel like our voice doesn't matter. But it's just so critical that every single person who's eligible to vote gets out there and does so. Your voice absolutely matters. A lot of people also get confused thinking, you know, there's so much conversation about the president and voting for president that we forget that the real powerful elections where we really make the most change is at our local level. So today we've got some statewide candidates for you to hear from, but also we've got alders that manage our city government. We've got county representatives that manage our county government. We've got alders. We've got school board representatives, sheriff, DA. We vote for all of those positions. The people decide who votes for all of those positions and who does the job. So a lot of these positions, especially the local elections, end up with like maybe, I don't know, 20% of people coming out to vote. And sometimes that can be on the high side, especially for these primaries. So you really, I mean, we gotta get our numbers up. And the more people that we have telling, you know, casting their ballots to say what they think and how they think things should be run, the more we, the people, actually have a say and have a push. Now, there's other things to do, of course, like getting involved in your community, pushing for social justice, protesting, speaking up at these city council meetings and all those kinds of things. But voting is one of those ways that you can make your voice matter. So I just think, I just really want to emphasize that, you know, it doesn't take that long for you to do. It's not that complicated. And one of the really nice things about the state of Wisconsin is that we have this really great site that makes it easy for you to figure out what's on your ballot. And once you know the names, then you can just do an easy Google search, look up the platforms, and then go to your polling place. So if you go to this website, myvote.wi.gov, you can type in your address. You can figure out, number one, are you registered to vote? Number two, where would you go to vote if you don't know already? And number three, all of the different things that are on your ballot. And as a bonus, you can look up your voting history. If you forget how many times you voted, you can look to see what elections you voted in. So basically everything you want to know about voting is at this site. So make sure that you go and check it out.
Definitely, definitely. And you know, I mean, if you have the ability to vote and you choose not to, then you really don't have a lot of room to complain about the things that are going on. It's going to take active participation for us to change the situation. And that's something that we really got to take into consideration. No rap intended. I'm just saying. And with that being said, we talked about the ballots. Are we about ready to get back to the bars? I see Supa's in the building.
Supa's somewhere here. Supa. Rob's always freestyling with this stuff.
Give it up for the Supa Friends.
Woo-hoo!
There we go. So my name is Tyrell the Well Treated. I'm a part of Supa Friends. And yeah, like Rob was saying, if you are someone who is able to vote, yet you don't vote, then like he was saying before you, there's not really room to complain in that situation. Corey's over here with the hands like this. Well, so, right, why would you not vote? Vote if you can vote. And remember, the website link is very easy to remember. I think I saw it like once or twice and I already knew it. It's like myvote.wi.gov, and you can find all the information to vote there. But anyways, we're about to kick it, do the little Supa thing. It's now or never, I can't starve in this cold weather. Terror state of mind when I can feed myself. These handwritten letters, shaking lips, I'm penning, scribbling. Prescriptions list for Ritalin. It's been a hell of a long time since I can feel the kick. When systems down, I bruise my veins upon a table desk. Pound after, what is it now? My ears to bleed if I hear other than my sound. I'm breaking down, I need a crowd to keep me grounded. Pseudo, help me out.
The writing utensils drip dope like needles, sharp as the talons on eagles. Using my talents, I'm a war machine, Don Cheadle. Heart thumps to the bump of the bass. Don't pass me your mixtape, I bet that shit lace. Can't fuck with it, gotta hit similar to a mace. Can't feel my face, heavy as this lead I play. Switch the style around and get a race. To come down from rocking the show to the next morning sitting at work. Soul sucking, it hurts, I don't speak for the perks. Need to allow myself to become immersed in my creativity without worries of amenities. When I write a song, I feel as strong as a century on. These words last for centuries. I said when I'm on my last legs, if I carries me with the stride of a centipede. It's all love. Us in this music, nothing above. Push comes to shove. Abusing these tracks like drugs. Till I take my last hit, it's all love. Us in this music, nothing above. Push comes to shove. Abusing these tracks like drugs. I'm strung out by the time the record's over. I'll be here to outdo the record holder. Lift the needle carefully, then I scratch the vinyl. If you wreck tribe, I'll make you sing like American Idol. Damn, and put it back alphabetically. Why the fuck I find a war tour next to the enemy? 36 chambers, you in danger. Major with the laser tongue, zany with the saber like we strung out, we can't sleep, we feeling nauseous. We ain't feeling too good lately. Nah, nothing dope coming out the gutter. My playlist drier than the nose without some Mucinex. Super out of scope when you wake up on the crucifix. We can't eat. We need food. Too much whack got me feeling rude. Till I take my last hit, it's all love. Us in this music, nothing above. When push comes to shove, abusing these tracks like drugs. Till I take my last hit, it's all love. Us in this music, nothing above. When push comes to shove, abusing these tracks like. Hey, which came first, the yin or the yang? Is he strung out for the love of the claw of the fang? Look, I walk to heaven through eternal damnation, and the only occupation we're mastered besides the plantation. In other words, is you see it or you see her. Sorta like my ex-girl, you ain't shit either. Born from thin air in Sahara, forced to fuse with everything you hear like Patara. But most jobs are most often thoughtless, with offshore accounts and the art to be pompous. Often niggas head for their bottom line losses, die at a desk and descend into darkness. But both sides are oh so parallel. One is high strung, yet the other's unbearable. So what's the truth? That's for you to decide. Is you fucking with the money or the feeling inside? We saying, till I take my last hit. Till I take my last hit. Till I take my last hit. Woo! Till I take my last hit. Oh man. Hey, yo, shouts out to UCAN and everyone for having us. Tell them. Test tube, bubble like Maru Chong, bong rip, bring trouble, double, make the crowd go. Super spit 85 Kelvin on wax. Melt that down and simmer it with show money facts. Slow bucks better than no money, bruh. How you rock the spot and then leave the show funny. You are really not who you claim to be, sonny. Pull up in that fit, has Cuzzy and them looking and he like running.
Pseudo indeed, proceed at light speed, the pen overheats. Hottest Polaris, take heed. Dragging this ball and chain. If I don't succeed, I won't feel freed. So which way through the sweet Milky Way? Been astray, but as long as I got an ashtray, I'll stay. Sorry for the delay, pseudo slay. Coming to a nebula near you. Feel like one of the few to change.
Look out, who's that in the sky? 10 feet tall and flying by. Color scheme bright, no black and white. Super that shit, hip hop crime fight. Look out, who's that in the sky? 10 feet tall and flying by. Color scheme bright, no black and white. Super that shit, hip hop crime fight.
Magic monkeys in hoodies colored to match my move. That's astronomical, decimal point included. Numbers out of orbit. I don't care if I hit target 3% of tiger skeleton. My main objective is erase any who want me gone. Terrorific time, it's time to warp around the prophecy. Indoctrinate the lost to run behind this one philosophy. That Tyrell is the antidote to phosphorus or simile. Tyrell is the one to save a family from
On a different wave, fur coat from the dig and save. Metamorphic violate, I'm Meish with gamma rays. My pen sways like it's doing the walls. You brand new and your sentence default. I'm data mining the vault. You ass out, I'm in a UFO. You preset the so-so, my C-so when I do a show.
Oh, soaring from the gram of dope, manic flow, pour demigod lean in my soda. We some crazy Martian smokers. The ayahuasca Ayatollah, the non-canonical cadet. You bet. The self-proclaimed robotic, romantic, rapping bionicle. Spit RPGs from my tongue to note the youth we still young. Still one with you, brother. Still one with another. Another one bites the hand that feeds the single mother. Or demonized, innocent, locked up fathers. Lyrical problem solver, my platinum gold revolver.
Who's that in the sky? 10 feet tall and flying by. What? Color scheme bright, no black and white. Super that shit, hip hop crowd fight. Look out, who's that in the sky? 10 feet tall and flying by. Color scheme bright, no black and white. Super that shit, hip hop crowd fight.
Remember to vote. Remember to vote. We got some new stuff.
Remember to vote. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's easy to be the hero when you write the books. No one in the right mind would admit to being a crook. Treachery that was overlooked. Old history, but still people get took and shook. Feeling lost in stories I read. Images on the TV. The characters often don't look like me. Who am I? Ancestor to the hung out to dry. Who am I? Another nigga tie, so I won't even try. Getting high. White man tried to teach me about slavery. That's alongside. Land of the slide. See you moving too powerful, they might pull up and fry. Say you deserve to die. Cover up the news with McDonald's deals on large fries. America's a gang. We begin jumped in for a few centuries. We might get in eventually. Gotta love yourself, cause sometimes nothing will, not even your country. Ate your scraps, better than going hungry, but I bet you expect the rejects after you test to pass any of your tests. You full of shit. Like the scientific study of race. Shaded skin don't make you less. Shaded skin shouldn't make you more. I wouldn't dare and try and steal in the store. All eyes on me, like I got thug life tatted on my abdomen. The hate you give little infants, fucks everyone, my friends. Crusades and conquest ended when? Look, sick of boot cut brute of the first person shooter who can't tell the difference between protest and looter. Grotesque recruiter of the Ku Klux Klanman who hide behind computer as a proud boy admin. Not going, no fist, I'm throwing. So black soul to do Shiki to Candace Owen. Hey listen, this ain't a song, it's a mission. Only equal representation is prison. No more, took on my people from off the shore. Always think I'm stealing but don't know what I have in store. This ain't uppity, this uproar. I had a black thought, might just
uproot the whole lore. Truck full of opium, sodium, and Cuban psychodium. No cheap trick use controlling us. Got through slavery but can't get past me. Hear the unsung score of the refugee. Until I die on, big up all niggas like Zion. Till my people equal, I'll be one to keep an eye on. Only get to bustin' like a Rosa Parks ride on. Right side of history ain't one to pick a side on. Burn people like bridges, skate through your cheek, raven with beak. Chic of the raisin who speak brutally honest, the Galamas who homage fatally weak. In the land of broken promise, ephemeral power peak. Yup. Woo! Remember to vote. Remember to vote. Remember to vote.
Vote. Shout out to everybody here. Bars and Ballots, 2020, August 2nd. Aired at 4 p.m. We were supposed to be here earlier, but due to the case of realizing that one cord wasn't plugged in all the way, we ended technical difficulties. One of those things, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to everyone for being here. Shout out to Nada. Shout out to Brian. Shout out to Alexis. Shout out to Meish. Shout out to SpellRed. Shout out to Protege The Pro. Shout out to everybody here. Rob, Karen, much love.
Supa Friends, ladies and gentlemen. Very, 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 very super dope. James, we got to scoot the mic down for you. Karen.
Why are you busting me out?
I'm short. I was born this way. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. Cool, man. Cool. Well, those were the bars. Now let's get back to talking about the ballots. With that being said, David, I understand that you have a couple of words that you would like to bring to the people. So therefore, I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Sure. Thank you, Rob. Thank you. What's up? My name is David Maravilla. The guy that's been not knowing when to turn his camera on and off, kind of popping in and out. But no, thanks everybody for making it here today. Thank you all the artists and all the speakers. It's a real honor to be a part of this event. I just want to speak a little bit on local elections because, I'm not a big politics aficionado. I don't know everything there is to know about law and all those details, but I think and I know voting's important, especially on a local level. I think sometimes voting gets minimized because people think too big picture. We think presidential election, millions of voters, my voice doesn't count. It does, but where your voice can get heard the most is at these local levels, where you have people like Brian and Nada, who are your neighbors, your family, your friends. Brian Benford has been doing amazing work around the community at the Goodman Center, MSCR, and now at the Odyssey Project with UW-Madison. Nada, shout out West. West alumni is at the forefront of these protests, movements, making speeches on why Black Lives Matter. These people, your neighbors, your friends, they're the ones representing you, and these are the people you're voting for. So use your voice, vote on August 11th, and of course on that presidential on November 3rd. Thank you all, artists. Super killed it.
Hey, super.
It's awesome to get to know you guys.
Yo, shout out to David. Big shout out to David. Almost forgot to mention his name. Big shout out to David for talking to me. Getting Supa involved, getting UCAN involved, getting Rob involved at that point, getting Brian and Nada in the mix, and all these wonderful artists as well. Definitely excited to see what's next.
Amazing.
Cool, man.
From there, not much left to say. Rob, hand it back to you.
Cool, man. Well, thank you for your words, man. And just to kind of piggyback off what you were saying, man, one of the things that came to my mind when you were talking was I thought about the word grassroots. And it really means getting to the roots. And I think that when you start on the roots, you start at a local level and you go from there and constantly build and really push the agenda from there. So I just thank you for sharing that. So now we'll get to our next speaker. Speaking of which, running for Wisconsin State Senate, District 26, known this gentleman for a while. So I will give the floor to Mr. Brian Benford. Brian, how are you, man?
Oh, I'm doing casual, Rob. Thank you so much. And this event really made my day. I appreciate everybody, UCAN, Karen, David, for inviting me. I want to give a shout out to Nada, who I gotta say, even though I'm running against her and 5 other candidates, she's brilliant and amazing and the real deal. So it's a real honor to be in the race with her. If you all don't mind, I wanted to say something. I'm sorry, I got Supa Friends in my head, and I got Protege with Planet Venus, and got to show some love that's going to be in my heart for the rest of the week. And Lex, I really appreciate all the artists. And I got to say, because got to show some love reminded me that in these really dark and uncertain times that we're living in, with two insidious diseases just tearing apart everything that we know, just ripping our worlds apart, and that's being COVID-19 and for centuries longer systemic racism and oppression, that now more than ever we need people from diverse backgrounds to come together in unity, to come together in love, and to come together in respect, to forge a new, safe, and socially just Madison and state of Wisconsin. So I really don't want to come here today to stump politically as much as I want to come and tell you a story with bars and ballots. I'm so deeply appreciative because this is really the heart of our campaign, is trying to get more people involved in the public policy process. So I'll tell you a really quick story that for the last 30 years, for the last 3 decades, I've worked within community-based organizations. That's where I first met Rob back maybe in early 2000s. Community-based organizations. I worked within schools. I served as an activist. I served as an alder for the city of Madison. And I'm the past president of the City of Madison's Equal Opportunities Commission. So during those 30 years, I've served children and their parents and their families and communities to try to help them to reach their full potential. And in turn, by doing that, I was on a path to reaching my own. I'm 61 years old, so I was born in the inner city of Milwaukee during the 60s. And at a very young age, I went to a school called St. Boniface, a school and church. And there was a priest there at the time named Father Grappi, for anybody that's older that might recognize the name. But at a very young age, we began marching for housing. We began marching for better schools. We began marching for better access to sustainable living wage jobs. We began marching to end police brutalities. We began marching for everybody to have a chance to reach their full potentials, to be free. Now, that was in the 60s. Doesn't all of that sound kind of relevant now? So that just shows you that over the course of my 61 years, we've been governed by indifferent and misinformed and oftentimes callous and corrupted by power policymakers that were just woefully not the diverse voices and people with real lived life experiences that we needed. And this is what we get now. We get career politicians, and that's been the case for far too long. People that are controlled by special interests, namely their own special interests, and those are the power that put them in place. So years ago in 2003, I was working at this middle school here in Madison, Georgia O'Keeffe Middle School, where I was the community youth resource director. And on the eve of our middle school graduation, one of my favorite students, a beloved student in the school community, was tragically hit and killed crossing East Washington Avenue. And in my grief, in my extreme pain and anguish, I remember calling the alderperson at the time of the district. And I was blown, she blew me off. That's the nicest way I could say it. And at that point, I just couldn't accept that, because I've been really proud of the work that I've done with, you know, children and families and all the thousands of people that I serve, but I felt like more had to be done. So in 2003, I got together my friends who are mostly artists and musicians and educators, and we ran this grassroots campaign, and despite all the odds against us, we ended up winning that seat. So then, as an alder, as now as someone running for the state senate, my number one responsibility was to open doors of public policy for all and to amplify the voices of those that just weren't served. so, that was my genesis of getting involved in politics. And it was something that it was a slow burning anger of recognizing that we live in a world that for far too long, for over centuries and centuries, where people of color especially were marginalized. And that always stayed with me, that I had to do something more. I should say that I'm a father of 5 beautiful kids. I got a 7-year-old running around here somewhere. I lost him for a second, but my kids, I think that's what defines me most. And I think about the future, and I think about could we forge a new world for them? Could we forge a new world for us in the present? And what really strikes me is that I had 4 kids that went to Madison Public Schools and graduated, and 2 of them went to UW-Madison and graduated, and 1 went to Edgewood College and graduated. And my 7-year-old, he's going to be in 2nd grade at Lowell Elementary School here in town. And a lot of you might know that Madison has just horrendous racial disparities, not only in education, not only in incarceration, criminal justice. We all know, at least I hope we all know, that the state of Wisconsin is the worst place to live if you're a person of color in the United States. And we know it's the most segregated state. And I've lived with those realities for the last 61 years. So what I tell people is that your voice really does make a difference. As I shared with you how I got involved in politics, and when I was on the Equal Opportunities Commission, this event is very relevant to my heart, because it was at that time that because of systemic racism and indifferent policymakers, that this war on hip hop was declared. It wasn't announced in this passive aggressive, cowardly way. We began to recognize that venues couldn't provide hip hop, and there was just this negative perception with the current policymakers. So I really applaud the work of UCAN and others, because in 2018 there was a task force on equity in music and entertainment, and the organizers were kind enough to send me the report that listed 31 recommendations. And just as I was leaving my tenure as president of the Equal Opportunities Commission, some of you might remember that there were venues that prohibit, I couldn't even get into a club, not only because I'm old, because I'm wearing a damn hat. And we know that's rooted in racism. And we were ready to fight that. And luckily, businesses and clubs backed down from that. But as I think about this war on hip hop, when I think about this war on culture, it's insane that there would even have to be a task force, that we would even have to be fighting for our right to follow the music that we love, to participate in the most amazing cultural art form with all the components of hip hop. So I'll tell you all that if nothing else, you need to vote to fight for your art. You need to vote to fight for your culture. You need to vote to fight for your right to reach your full potential. So with that, I want to get back to the music. I want to cut my remarks short and just let y'all know that on August 11th, there's an election. And, truth be told, and I'm one of those that doesn't really matter at times, because policymakers, they haven't done shit for us up until this point. So does it really matter? But as I said before, it does matter. We got to fight now. The revolution is upon us, and not to use rhetoric, but we have to fight for everything that we hold dear. And this event exemplifies that. So with that, I want to leave you all, and I'm going to get up and jam with my boy to the rest of the event. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Good luck. So yeah, man, it is important to get out here, man. That is something that is needed. I mean, you know, I hear a lot of people throw around the word systematic and stuff like that, and it still goes back to my point. If you want to change the system, you got to get your nails, you know, you got to get your hands dirty and get in the system. And one of the most biggest things you can do is get out and vote. So make sure you find out more information at myvote.wi.gov. Yeah. So we got a couple of minutes. Karen, you want to chime in?
Yes. I just want to thank Brian so much for mentioning the work that he's done to support hip hop in our local scene. It's definitely something that we at Urban Community Arts have been working on for a long time. Rob, you've been working on it for a long time too. And several others in the community who are affected by this every day. I mean, this is really important to us. And it's not just about hip hop, right? I mean, the arts are always the first thing to get cut when we have funding shortages. But during this COVID-19 time, I think it would be hard to find anyone who can deny the power of the arts. I mean, we've all turned to our computers for entertainment. We've watched, you know, TV shows with people scrambling to find how to do events like this, how to host things remotely. Rob, you and I and Supa Friends have spent hours trying to figure out the best sound experience. How do you share electronic music with voice on a platform that's meant for voice only? It's definitely not easy. And we've seen some of the most technologically advanced people in our hip hop community having technical difficulties with this sort of thing. So the arts bring us all together, not just rap, not just audio music, but dance, visual art. We saw our State Street transformed in the face of, you know, people protesting and people being sick and tired of being sick and tired, and you know, windows smashed on State Street. Well, that presented an opportunity that honestly never would have presented itself before. We had about 100 different Black artists and artists of color on State Street creating art of, you know, just art that represents what the people are about, and art that would never have been welcome on State Street if there wasn't for this extraordinary opportunity. So I'm going on and on. Let me get off my soapbox. But you know, it makes a statement. People came to State Street to look at the art who otherwise didn't feel comfortable being on State Street or never had a reason to be there. So art brings us together. Art gives people a voice that don't have a voice. Art can do so many things, and it's so important that we have elected officials who understand the importance of that. Nada as well has been right there in the heart of downtown Madison during all of this, and certainly supports, you know, giving a voice to everyone who's there. So make sure that when you look at your elected officials and when you talk to your elected officials, make sure that you bring these things up. Now, one other thing I want to mention is that I hear all the time, my job, both in UCAN and in my day job, puts me in positions where I'm talking to elected officials pretty often. And one thing that they tell me is that their phones are not ringing off the hook. You know, a lot of times we feel like we don't want to write, we don't want to call, we don't know what to say, we feel like they're busy, we'd be bothering them. Well, guess what? When they're elected into these positions, that's their job. Their job is to listen to us. And so we should feel free to contact them as much and as often as we want, right? So pick up that phone. On myvote.wi.gov, you can find the names of your elected officials, and it'll make it easy for you to also find phone numbers and addresses so that you can write and you can call and leave that voicemail. So call them, let them know what you think. They need to know so that they can do right by us. Okay, I'm done.
No, it's totally fine, man. And another thing I would say to kind of go with that point is, you know, when you talk to these people, you know, make sure you talk to them about what's at your core and what's important to you. Like what is your issue? You know, if your baby ain't doing that good in school and you want to see some educational changes, then make sure that that's your lane to talk. You know, if you got a brother that's in the system and you want to talk about, you know, reform and change on that level, just you know, grow and learn and be able to take that to these people, because these people represent you. So make sure you hold them accountable to do what they're supposed to be doing. So with that being said, we've talked about the ballots. Let's get back to the bars. SpellRed, are you ready, ladies? I keep acting like I'm at the club. I'm like, y'all ready, ladies and gentlemen? And I have to remember I'm on virtual. So anyway, SpellRed, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Give it up for SpellRed, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, y'all? I am Ari Davis, also known as SpellRed, SpellRed the Schoolboy Red, all of that. Before I get started, I want to thank Urban Community Arts Network, Supa Friends, Rob Dees, and my main man David for allowing me to get this opportunity. You know, I'm really serious about the music, so I'm just grateful and blessed to be here. Let's get it. Yeah. SpellRed. You tell me this.
Sometimes I just wish that I could hit a come up for like 50 to 100 grand. Travel to another land, thinking write another plan to penetrate. But I'm in class watching teachers demonstrate. Instead I'm thinking of bars for like 10 minutes straight. Fade back into lecture, raise my hand so I participate. And then I crack a smile, but in the end it's fake. Cause every day I wait for like a prison date. And I just really can't wait till my prison break. Sometimes I just wish that I could change the structure of the game like continental plates. And no, not in a gentle way. I want to desolate what niggas generate and be the only one the people emulate. Pay the blood for packing, gotta get away. Pressure to my head, it helped me stimulate. What's so good, it make me hyperventilate. Wishing that my calendar would simulate. I know that graduation's coming any day. And I got dreams of the things and dreams of the lucid dreams when I'm sleeping. And I've been out here scheming, plotting with some demons, we've been smooth as ever. Yeah, we been smooth as ever. Hey, little shorty geeking, straight capping, wildin' and tweaking, but she my little secret. I hope that she can keep it, we'll be smooth as ever. Hey, yeah, we'll be smooth as ever. Times get hard, but we'll get through whatever. Hey, SpellRed, she really fine shit. Yeah, just so it up. Just so up. So that song right there was called Smooth as Ever. I released that actually a little bit over a year ago. But for now, I wanna take you guys into something special. In fact, at midnight tonight, I will be dropping my debut EP available on all platforms, titled Stories Told Off the Exit. Again, that's Stories Told Off the Exit. So at midnight, if y'all up, go ahead, type in SpellRed to your Apple Music, Spotify, whatever, and rock with me. These next 3 songs are from that tape, so they're unreleased. This is my first time ever performing live, so thank you guys for tuning in. Hey, yeah. I swear I never could get them. We like them niggas, but different, we kept our professionalism. As far as the hoes go, they be throwing themselves, we always can hit them. But I don't want to score, drop the dime mark, or Euro step of momentum. Yeah. Hey. I swear I never could get it. We like them niggas, but different, we always kept running the vision. Had gas with no gas in the engine. But yeah, we was working towards pensions. Niggas fake when they driving a mission. Bitches fake from their ass to extensions. I kept a real ass missus. Now she make meals in the kitchen. I'm on a real ass mission. I'm on some real addiction. 2011 Blake Griffin. Kid commercials flying different. I don't relate, bro, I am different. But look. It took a lot just to hold it in. I had to take some else on the chin, bounce back, win and get another win. Top 10 ESPN, like LeBron, damn, he go again. The competition slowly dried out, but history is what I'm soaking in. Slander my name and them jokes again, but arguing about how I'm goat again. They know they ain't no one approaching him. Instagram when I pull out my no if in. If it ain't family, I don't depend. That's like playing that oh, but you don't defend. Came up under some of the realest men, but they never really could coach the kid. Yeah, I thought I never could get him.
We like the niggas when we kept our professionalism. As far as the hoes go, they be throwing themselves. We always get hit on, but I don't wanna score, drop the dime off, bro, you're stepping momentum. Hold up, let me get the opportunity to go and roll up. This week that make me sick and make you sick and make you throw up. Hey. So let me roll up, let me roll up. Yeah, I said hold up, let me get the opportunity to go and roll up. This week that make me sick and make you sick and make you throw up. Hey, yeah, so let me roll up. Yeah, yeah,
We like the niggas legit and we kept our professionalism. As far as the hoes go, they be throwing themselves. We always get hit on, but I don't wanna score. Drop the dime off, 4 year old stepping momentum.
yeah. Make sure y'all go vote, man. Make sure y'all get out there and go vote. Yeah, strong one. I'm on one. Hey. Yeah, I'm on one. Strong one. Yeah, I'm on one. They say when it rains, it pours. I think it thunders. I've been low as fuck, but it ain't nobody that I'm under. I just switch positions incognito for the summer. I gotta get my peace stack with my people for the summer. But I crack a brew and get stone cold like a stunner. Riding smooth, but lately I've been fiending for a Hummer. And I can't believe up in my wildest dreams that that's your lover. I can't tell if this bitch is a sleaze or she a runner. Treat my problems like I would, I'm just gonna face it. How do I find the time to get my mind on a vacation? How do I balance the grind so I do shine but don't get complacent? And is there more space in my mind to put these niggas in their places, man? I just talk to God and keep the patience. I used to be down to earth, but now I'm spacing, and they say they'll catch me lacking. I've been waiting, fuck it. Look, I cannot contain all this aggression. Time after time, I'm about my mind. My mind is a lethal weapon. I'm wetting them up, and now I need to be close for range and stepping. I'm wetting them up, but man, I've been feeling the rain, I've been stressing. They say when it rains, it pours. I think it thunders. I've been low as fuck, but it ain't nobody that I'm under. I just switch positions incognito for the summer. I gotta get my peace stack with my people for the summer. But I crack a brew and get stone cold like a stunner. I got one more for y'all. Again, anybody tuning in through live, thank you so much. I really appreciate it greatly. The story's told off the exit drops at midnight. Yeah. I'm gonna take y'all through my childhood on this one, man. Lay y'all off with this one. I got you. Yeah. Hey. We was at Elbow Park till it got dark. Bro took me home cause my nose was busted. We was hooping with the biggest and roughest little nigga, but I showed him the toughness. I had the balls to go and get a bucket. Big heart, you know I wasn't for nothing. A couple niggas courtside dug it. Breaking Dutches, busting down nuggets. But Pops told me just to follow instruction. Mama told me who I was in discussions. Dodge them. I had to be something in street life. Always had repercussions. I had my brother, he was my cover. He was the man, used to have all the lovers. I want that little sister cause I'm his little brother. Used to shoot my shot when it was down his mother. He taught me valuable lessons. He never needed a weapon. The cloud was protection. The streets treat him like a legend. He would let me tag along and show me affection. I viewed the man as perfection. Any direction he stepped in, that's where I'm stepping. You and me meet when you met him, and now down to fight if you test him or if you stress him. That was just how we was raised. We started growing in age and Brody got grown. He showed me all of his ways and he had me all up on camp as soon as he was gone. He always texted my phone, trying to see what I was on. He schooled me, we wrong, left me the crown and the throne, but now I had to make a name for myself on my own. Off the exit, living dreams, trying not to blink. The drip on me like a sink, the water on me like a drink. Now I'm growing up and pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. Pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. Off the exit, living dreams, trying not to blink. The drip on me like a sink, the water on me like a drink. Don't give a fuck what they think. I'm pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. I'm pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. We was at West Town till after dark, chasing shorties, this was like middle school. Spitting game, I used to think I was smooth. Ladies loved it, so I made it a tool. Tell her I love her, get her child at the pool. Really feelings always stay minuscule. I learned how to get them under my rule. I was mature, but I thought it was cool. I fast forward a little older on Wexford, LK. We applying the pressure, Lil Nito, Rico, me all together. Pulling holes without using our effort. Sipping out, young as fuck, we was shorties. We was guilty, this was our guilty pleasure. Taking shots that we barely could measure. It's safe to say, we got older and better. And now I'm at Kelly's Market after dark. Gotta grab woods, they ain't gon' ID me. Honeyberry 5-pack in a Fiji. Water, soda, wood, smoked on the Fiji. Riding around in my Lexus SC. Driving slow, so I know that they see me. The little bros on the block wanna beat me. Adios, I dust off the street. Off the exit, living dreams, trying not to blink. The drip on me like a sink, the water on me like a drink. And now I'm rolling up stinking, pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. Pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. I'm off the exit, living dreams, trying not to blink. The drip on me like a sink, the water on me like a drink. And now I'm rolling up stinking, pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. Pushing niggas to the brink, pushing niggas to the brink. Off the exit, living dreams, trying not to blink. The drip on me like a sink, water on me like a drink. Yeah, hey. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to me today. Please remember to go check out Stories Told Off the Exit, dropping at midnight. Thank y'all.
Words, man. I like that one.
I appreciate it. Appreciate it.
One time for SpellRed. Got me feeling old, Ari. Got me feeling old, I'm telling you. Yeah. All y'all. Cool, man. Thank you.
Hey, man,
so
Rob
much,
is just
man.
old.
What'd you say, Pump?
Rob is just old, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Okay. See me in these streets, though. I'm just playing. I'm just playing.
I swear COVID's making a lot of people a lot of brave.
It didn't take COVID for me to be brave. So, anyway, so yo, man, we've got to the bars. We'll get back to the ballots. And once again, we would definitely say, ladies and gentlemen, now so more than ever is your time. It's the time. That's all we can say. It's time to get out here. You know, voting is it. So, Karen?
Yeah, David, could you share a little bit about how to register if people aren't registered yet?
Yeah, for sure. So it's pretty simple. You just go to myvote.gov. From there, essentially, you just kind of fill in basic information like your name, your address, upload a picture of your photo ID, and then you'll get an email. From there, you'll have to deliver that or mail that to the clerk's office here in Madison. That's on Martin Luther King Boulevard. You should be able to find your municipal clerk on this myvote.wi.gov as well. I'll speak a little bit more on Rob's point too. It's, time to get active. Voting's important, but, check on your neighbors, check on your family. Is everybody registered to vote? Does everyone have an absentee ballot, especially your grandparents? Because you can help them with that. Municipal clerk a call and have them send them an absentee ballot, to keep everybody safe and healthy during this time. If you want to go past that, politicians, independent political organizations are always looking for people to make phone calls so you can check in on people across the state to make sure they're registered to vote and registered for an absentee ballot. So you can make phone calls, you can deliver pamphlets, but I'd say most importantly, make sure you're registered to vote, make sure your parents are registered to vote, and your neighbors are registered to vote.
Cool, thanks. And I did also want to mention in Wisconsin, so there are different rules about if you have a felony conviction in your adult life, there are different rules in different states about how that affects voting. In Wisconsin, as soon as you're off paper, so if you're out of prison, you're off your community supervision, your right to vote is automatically reinstated. So if you are no longer on paper, you absolutely most certainly can vote. So make sure you use that. If you're on paper still, make sure you let people know who are off, what they can do, and be ready for when your time comes, because it will come. This does not apply to misdemeanors. If you're on misdemeanor probation, this does not apply to you. So I just want to make that clear.
Put a name to the brain, put a name to the brain. Tell you, okay, let me stop. I'm at midnight, I'm ordering that though, I'm there. All right. So we got a couple more seconds. Are we ready for our next performer?
Let's see, Meish, you ready, or you need a couple more minutes? We're a little early.
Can we see me? Can we see
Hey,
me?
there she is.
Yeah, we can see you.
Hey, can you guys see me?
Yes.
We're getting it together. We're just getting it together. We saw everybody pull up a mic. We was trying to do the same. So, how's everybody doing? Everybody enjoying it?
Cool, man. Cool.
You guys are the speakers right now. With my Rebel Vision family.
Hey.
What up? What up?
Up to the fam. So we got that. Can you guys speak one time for me so we can just make sure we got your vocals too? Like.
Hello.
Yeah. Got us?
Hey, you in there, Rob?
Sorry, I got bass in my voice. My bad.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. You actually the tester right now. Can you say something else?
I don't talk for free.
I got bothered.
I'm just
All
playing.
right.
Are you good?
All right. So, we got a perfect view.
Lovely.
We got a perfect view. Yeah.
What?
Cool. I cannot say something again. Somebody say something.
Say something.
We got a perfect view.
Snap.
Say something.
Mommy's over here breaking stuff.
Uh-oh.
Okay, we got the laughs. You back. We're
Hey.
back. Hey, we in here. Hey, is the mic good? We in? Mic check.
Good.
1,
Yo,
2,
crispy.
1, 2. Hey, I'd like to welcome you all to Bars and Ballots. Yeah. Nope, it's gonna go through the other speaker. It's cool. We got this. Today I'm gonna perform for you No L's from my first album called Love vs. Leverage. Whoa, the host has spotlighted your video for everyone. Hello, everyone. And then I'm gonna perform music from my album Love vs. Leverage. We're about to get started. We're gonna have DJ Pope on the mix. Drop that beat. You guys, please do not forget to register to vote. Make sure your family is registered to vote. Whether it's email, whether it's by paper. So many outlets out there right now trying to help everybody getting registered to vote. Don't forget to check that out. Don't forget to check out Sankofa Parija. If you're really into politics, don't forget to do that as well. Rebel Be the Vision. Let's get started. Turn you up a little. Yeah. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Even if I fear I gotta prevail, I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Barack and Michelle. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Even if I fear I gotta prevail, I don't take no. Got the game glazed like a Krispy Kreme. No misdemean. Living single like Maxine. In my glow, Libra green. Not the last dragon, but the last queen. Play the fours, gonna make it on fours. I'm the calm before the storm. The ring me alarm before the 4. The acid rain before the 3. The call the 2 before the 5. I'm the one that just begun. I can't be done. I made silly games for those who plan. Make a movie for chicks who stand. Yellow lights cause I had to slow down and handle the shit I was putting out. Guess I believe in karma now. I'm too queen, don't touch the crown. Hustle for that bounce back. Can't love me from the moon and back. I make it all, I give it back. We too damn girl for the tit for tat. Too little brown for the little jab. All I need is my pen and pad. I'm MJ, I'm too damn bad. Yeah. I'm MJ, I'm too damn bad. Yeah. Let's go. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Even if I fail, I gotta prevail. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Barack and Michelle. I don't take no L's, I don't take no L's, even if I feel I gotta put hey, this gonna make your soul itch, have you patting me down like a sewing, wonder where I'm going, how I'm doing, how to going out here growing, showing out for my people, follow me to part 2, showing out for the town, you could be a part 2, we all had our rooms and our depression, empty pockets, nothing left, no strings attaching or to be plugged, simple terms, I know no love, I know them codes, I know them dubs, I take them L's, I take them dubs, deep breaths, shoulder shrugs, low-key side hugs, smoke that shake to them buds, what's missing, jump man, no crimson, step back on Harden, cross niggas like Irving, yeah, that shock niggas like Martin, they clown the vision, no Martin, bench player, no starting, underdog, yes, pardon, yeah, flow, yeah, that's the largest, yeah, gonna push start shit, little nigga don't start shit, huh? I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Even if I fail, I gotta prevail. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. We're rocking Michelle. I don't take no L's. I don't take no L's. Even if I fail, I gotta prevail. I don't take no L's. I don't take no. I don't take no. I don't take no. Stay little boy, you know I don't take no. I don't take no. I don't take no. On little baby. Child break, yo. Hey, we in there. Yeah. It's kind of weird because I don't see nobody face but mine. It's like David, everybody.
Oh, we're here. Never fear.
Hey, what's up? Yes, I want to thank everybody that decided to tune in and support all of us, not as artists, but all the senators and everybody that came in to talk about politics, and make sure everybody in Wisconsin is aware, because as I heard people say earlier, you know, we're people don't admit that we're very segregated as one, but if we come together, we could be so much larger. So shout out to everybody that came in, Pro, Supa, Alex, the whole nine. So want to thank everybody for that. So this next song is called Aphrodise. And I don't know if you guys know what an aphrodisiac is, but, you know, it's like a clever way of me saying black love, because Aphrodise is black love. So, you know, I feel like when it comes to being African-American at self, people love to eat up our culture, you know, an aphrodisiac, you know, strawberries, you know, wine, you know, something that people crave, something that people want romantic. And I feel like there's nothing more romantic than black love. So we got Aphrodise. Aphrodise is featuring Kyrie. You know, she's not here right now, but featuring Kyrie, you might know her because she's also been on set with Pro as well. And he's amazing drummer as well, once again. So we're going to get into Aphrodise right now. DJ Pope, you know, we got DJ Pope on the beat. He's changing the light, like he's changing these lights like you guys can see it. Let's lift it up there. All right. Let's well, before you start that, can somebody pass me my cell phone device? Yes, right behind Sankofa. Once again, don't forget to check out Love versus Leverage along with Parija, especially Parija. If you're really into politics, that's the place for you. 120% the place for you. So don't forget to check that on all streaming platforms. Once again, on all streaming platforms. We're on our way to Aphrodise right now. All right, you can go ahead and drop that. Turn me up a little. Yeah. Make you feel like King Tut. Well, Cleopatra, blacker than doves. Been jumping through fences, been tying the wires. Aphrodisiac love, we'll never get tired. Been jumping through fences, back like Viola Davis. Gotta love your behavior, waiting till you age like fine wine so I can come be your savior. Who gon' pop your corkscrew? Who gon' shake a tree? Swim you through there now, so make sure that you free. When you drippin' that white, you look so heavenly. When you drippin' that black, you make every apple fall from this tree. Now pull my roots, bite my leaves. Don't forget to water me like Obama and Michelle, like that Jada and that Will. Touch me like Kevin and Drika. Might just sign over where the whales get deep into my water like that. And the whales swear it. Grip tight, and if it spill, oh well. That mean in a few months we got a bigger kingdom to build. The Aphrodise, I have them all in your fields. The Aphrodise, I'm having all of your heels. The Aphrodisiac love, make you feel like King Tut, or you say you a queen. With Cleopatra, Aphrodisiac love, blacker than doves, and ain't no better. Aphrodisiac love, make you feel like King Tut, or you say you a queen. With Cleopatra, Aphrodisiac love. Turn it down. Hey, ain't no better. The type of queen that make you feel like Socrates. Wear your crown, don't touch my afro, please. Skin glow like gold. In the word of Aphrodite, have you like Malcolm had the people, huh? Falling to your knees. Play with my honeydew, it's just for you. The birds and the bees is just us two. When you stroke me, stroke more than egos. And when you take me high, I won't go. You know we be so royal. When kings realize the craft was crafted from the mouth that holds 9 months old. So you down, let's reach our goals. You queens, so let them know. You kings lift at the roar so your kids can have liquid gold. We know this Aphrodite right here on this being whole. This the type of shit Negroes won't ever let go. Curry. In that afro, feelings I got a lot of. Like D before E. I know you want me, aphrodisiac, unconditional love, of course it's black. And it's a destination for choreographic relation, no separation, just pure infatuation. Why would you leave when you're this comfortable with me? Aphrodisiac love, make you feel like King Tut. Oh, you say you a queen? Well, Cleo, Aphrodisiac. Yes, it's a wrap. Oh, yeah. Yeah, let's get it. Thank you for everybody tuning in. Please do not forget to check out Love versus Leverage. Look at Dave. I'm clapping by myself. Where is everybody? Thanks for everybody for tuning in. Shout out to my Rebel Vision family. Oh, we got the Supas on here. Y'all were crazy too. We got the Supas on here. Ooh. Thanks for everybody for tuning in, supporting us, not only as artists, but as a community that's trying to keep the outreach we have on keeping people woke on what we need to do as a community to grow and stay better. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep pushing, you know? So thank you to everybody. Thank you for UCAN. My boy Dave, you always show love, man. Can't get enough of that love you giving, man. Thank you guys for checking us out. Please do not forget to vote. Register to vote is very simple. You can do it by phone. And that'll be all from your girl, Meish. Love, peace, and happiness. The Rebel Way.
Word, give it up for Meish. Appreciation.
Anytime.
Cool. Big shout out K-Say Kofa, by the way.
Oh man, let me get my boy in here. My boy right here. Y'all gotta give my boy love, you know. Last minute, call my boy like Kofa. I gotta perform. Everybody showing out.
Hey, I got Parisian on CD still.
Word. Salute, sir.
Hey, Supa Friends. Hey, Rob D's. Hey, what's up? David.
Salute.
Thank you guys once again. Thank you, Karen, for being so patient, making sure we're good. Thank you, Rob.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. I'm happy it worked out this way because I was like the speaker. Thank you.
It's a new world with technical troubleshooting.
I mean, thank you for introducing me to the new world. Now I'm prepared for anything somebody throws at me.
That's right.
Thank you.
Well, cool. That was more bars. We've talked about bars. We've talked about ballots. Now it's time to move into action. So, look, ladies and gentlemen, we can't say it anymore. You know, the time for change is upon us. We can only do what we can do. And in doing that, getting out, voting, and even if you can't vote, tell somebody to vote. You know what I'm saying? Make sure our voice is heard. Definitely. Now is the time. So, Karen, David, Supa, y'all got any words?
I just want to give a big shout out to Tyler and David for putting this thing together, for doing all the legwork. We got to keep this going and keep the people reminded about where the power is. So thank you.
Oh yeah, I think I got to second that. Just thank you everybody in here who has helped organize the event, help keep things afloat, all that, and make sure that you go out and vote. Definitely, no bars. That was not supposed to be a float and vote rhyme, but yo, make sure y'all go out and vote. It's definitely important.
Yeah, it's been awesome putting this together for you guys. Rob, Karen, Supa, UCAN as a whole. As a fan of hip hop, you guys really do amazing things for the city of Madison. It's been an honor to work with you guys. I want to say too, my DMs are open if you want any help with the registration. There is a presidential election coming up as well. And I know I'll have opportunities to do some volunteering if you want to get more involved. So most importantly, make sure you vote August 11th for that District 26 Senator. Madison, you got a lot of great people. We had two amazing candidates speak with us today. But once again, thank you. Everybody stay safe. Go listen to some rap music. Peace.
Yeah, and if you
Most
want to hear
definitely.
more about that, the Music City stuff that we were talking about, the Task Force on Equity in Music and Entertainment, join us right here on August 6th, and we're going to tell you all about it.
Also, make sure you go check out the people that spoke today, Nada for Wisconsin. Where you go, make sure you check out Brian Benford's page as well. Just want to make sure that we include that.
Yes, yes. And make sure you check the event page afterwards, Bars and Ballots. I'll make sure to be dropping everybody or all the performers links for social media, as well as the Senate candidate speakers as well. So make sure you keep an eye on that page, and that information will be there for you.
Big
Stories
up,
told off the exit tonight. Stories told off the exit tonight at 12. Shout out SpellRed.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Big shout out Alex Dean. Big shout out Protege The Pro. Everybody that performed. Big shout out. Thank you.
All right, happy Sunday.
That's that baby Ingram right there, man. And when it all fall down, lay forward. Hard to see forward, no longer ignore it. Some folks talk value about the statue, but when our lives seem to have more value, we come in peace just to get some peace. A cry for justice pouring out in the streets. Should strike a nerve when you see this reality. Through this BS, yo, we just want humanity. From a code of mama, don't raise no fools. Now I'll be doggone, it's time to change the rules. Cause the only way we gon' deal with these problems is to come up for those held down on bottom. Touchy is a subject that need to be touched. But when we speak up, they say we're doing too much. And if you say that, you don't get what this about. We asking for a hand up, not a handout. So let's talk about it. 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 Give us a book, so we had the book. Solid Harriet systems are hating that us stole the book now. We just been saying it's not a good look. Started to catch it on tape, what's live on the book. So what's finna happen now? It's all on the table. Tired of the lies and we tired of the labels. Before we get a chance, we always under aim. They say we play the card, but this not a game. This is the breaking of invisible chains. You dig our fame, but you won't dig the pain. Through all the mess, yo, it's time to invest. Access alone will alleviate stress. Major concern is these babies can't learn. When given a turn, then we all can earn. At the tipping point, it's time for the turn. This ain't revenge, just justice we earn. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.